You've probably heard people talk about the mind-body connection, right? But what does that actually mean when you're facing something serious, like surgery? Well, today we're diving into some pretty incredible research that shows just how much your mental state can affect, well, everything, from the choices you make about surgery to how you physically heal afterwards. All right, so let's set the scene here. Imagine this. You're out playing your favorite sport, maybe basketball or tennis, you make a quick cut, and bam. You feel this awful pop from the back of your ankle, a torn Achilles tendon. I mean, it's a super common injury, but for you, in that moment, it throws your entire life into total chaos. So there you are, sitting in the doctor's office, and you're hit with this huge choice. Do you go through months of really, really tough rehab? Or do you opt for major surgery? What's going through your head? I mean, sure, your age, how active you are, what your doctor recommends, all that matters. But what if one of the biggest factors is something we almost never talk about before you go under the knife? And this right here is where things get really interesting. That factor we're not talking about, it's your state of mind. New research is showing that your mental health before surgery isn't just some small detail. It's a huge piece of the puzzle that can shape your entire experience, from the decision itself to how well you bounce back. All right, so let's break it down. We're going to look at a new study that really shines a light on this, all by looking at one of medicine's most common injuries. So where is this all coming from? A study in the Journal of Foot and Ankle Surgery. And these researchers, they went deep. They analyzed thousands and thousands of anonymous patient records to see if they could find some real answers. And the big question they were asking was pretty straightforward. Does having a depression diagnosis before the injury impact whether you choose surgery? And for the people who do get the surgery, how does it affect their recovery? Okay, so first up, the mind-body connection when it comes to that big decision. Does depression actually influence whether someone chooses to have surgery? The answer might surprise you. Now, you might think that someone who's struggling with depression might be more likely to want a surgical fix, right? Kind of like just get in there and solve the problem. But surprisingly, the data showed the exact opposite. Patients with a history of depression were actually less likely to choose surgery. Let's look at the actual numbers here. For patients without depression, about 7.4% chose surgery. For patients with depression, that number dropped to 6.3%. Now, I know, that might not sound like a massive difference, but in a study this large, it's what researchers call statistically significant. It shows there's a real measurable pattern of hesitation. Okay, but what about the folks with depression who did decide to have the surgery? Well, this is where that mind-body link gets really, really clear. Their road to recovery was, frankly, a lot tougher. Yeah, pretty much across the board, patients who had a depression diagnosis before their surgery ran into more complications afterward. Let's dig into what that actually looked like. And this first one is huge. The risk of getting an infection after surgery, within the first 90 days. It was almost double for patients with depression. Seriously, 1.97 times higher. Think about that. For every one person without depression who gets an infection, almost 2 people with depression do. That's a staggering difference. And then you have the issue of pain. Right after the operation, patients with depression were almost twice as likely to experience acute, severe pain. And a more painful recovery isn't just miserable, it can seriously mess with your physical therapy and slow down the whole healing process. And this wasn't just a short-term thing. A full year later, you can see the difference. Almost 30% of the patients with depression were still dealing with nagging ankle pain. Compare that to about 23% for the other group. So this shows the impact can be really long-lasting. Now, this is a really important point, and the researchers are super clear about it. This study shows a powerful link, an association. It doesn't prove that depression causes these worse outcomes. The relationship is probably way more complicated than that, but the connection itself, it's undeniable. All right, so now we get to add another layer to this whole story, and this part is fascinating. What about the patients who were already being treated for depression with antidepressants before they ever got hurt? You'd think that would help things, right? Well, it turns out it's complicated. I mean, it's the next logical question, isn't it? If depression is linked to these issues, does treating it with medication reduce the risk? The answer from the data was a real paradox, something that even surprised the people running the study. Okay, check this out because it's a real puzzle. On one hand, depressed patients who were on antidepressants were more likely to choose surgery than depressed patients who weren't. But And this is the weird part. They also reported way more post-op pain. We're talking 8.7% compared to just 4.9%. So what gives? So what in the world is happening here? The study offers up a couple of ideas. One of the main theories is about something called altered pain processing. Basically, the idea is that long-term use of some antidepressants can actually, and paradoxically, make the brain's pain pathways more sensitive. It's a really complex area of neuroscience. So we've gone through all this data. What does it all mean? What's the big takeaway here for patients and for doctors? Okay, let's boil it all down to the key takeaways. First, your mental health is a huge player in your medical decisions. Second, going into surgery with untreated depression is linked to a tougher, more painful recovery. Third, antidepressants aren't some magic bullet. They play a really complex role. And all of this points to what the study authors recommend, making mental health screening a standard part of pre-surgical care. And just to be absolutely clear here, the goal of this research isn't to scare people or say that anyone with depression shouldn't get surgery. Not at all. No, the whole point is to empower people. It's about giving doctors and patients the information they need to have a real conversation, to set realistic expectations, and to plan for the best possible recovery by looking after both the mind and the body. Which leaves us with one last big question to think about. If we know that our mental state is so deeply connected to how our bodies heal, shouldn't a mental health check-in be just as routine as getting your blood pressure taken before surgery? The answer to that could really change the future of how we care for patients.